and welcome to today's pick a card reading. This is a future spouse reading, and this reading is how your future spouse is going to say I love you for the first time. Now this is another suggestion from a viewer, so thank you so much. This is a brilliant idea, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, I would love to hear those down below in the comments, so thank you for that. So guys, if you want to find out how the first time your future spouse is going to say I love you, the how, the when, the where, their feelings and your feelings around it, I need you to pick a pile. Pile number 1, we have the pyrite crystal. Pile number 2, we have the aragonite. And pile number 3, we have the carnelian heart. I highly suggest that you go with your first gut instinct. Spirit is going to guide you towards the pile which has the most relevant information for you, and I shall see you in your reading. Hello there, pile number 1, you chose the beautiful pyrite crystal. Now let's have a look and see how your future spouse is going to say I love you for the first time. Now already I'm picking up that potentially your future spouse is going to ask you to go on a random trip, okay? Maybe an unexpected weekend away, maybe even a holiday, or maybe they work away. Okay, I do sense a lot of pentacles kind of energy with your future spouse, so it could well be that they work away, but on this particular occasion, they are able to ask you to go along with them. Maybe they're going to a seminar or something like that, or some kind of course somewhere really nice, and they have like a twin room or a double room and they want to share that time and that space with you. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling something unexpected with this. Okay, something just propped up and they had an opportunity to take you away. So I do feel like you may be somebody who has a bit of a lack of boundaries, okay? And I don't mean this in a mean way, but I do feel like your future spouse sees this in you. There may be somebody who says like you need to say no more. Maybe there's somebody who says you have very a bit of a naive kind of energy, things like that, okay? It's not a bad thing, okay? So many of us have a lack of boundaries, and a lot of the time it comes from our childhood and things like that. But I do think potentially you are very giving with your energy, and because of this I do sense a really warming energy around you. Like you are a beautiful, beautiful person to be around, but sometimes you do lack that part of you that fills up your own cup, okay? You're always filling up everyone else's cup around you, but at times you're not filling up your own cup. And I do think your future spouse is going to notice this about you, because they love you, they care for you so much, and they can see you draining yourself for others, and they want you to be completely full. I do also think your future spouse is very generous as well, because I do sense them giving a lot of even financial generosity, okay? And I don't believe that anyone watching this is super superficial. If you are, then that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I do actually sense you're more emotional. You could actually be a water sign. I do think you could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer sun. Okay, I do sense that kind of energy around you, but you could have some prominent water in your chart if you don't have a water sign, sun sign. We could also be looking at a water moon here as well, so bear this in mind. Now I think your future spouse is a bit more fire energy and a bit more earth energy. I think they've got a very stable kind of earthly roots in the ground energy, but they've got that fire that gives them that oomph to go for things. I do think they have a bit more of a selfish energy than you as well, and I don't think they're selfish with you. I just think they know that time is money, and if they're going to give their time and energy to somebody, they need to have some kind of payback. Now they look at you as somebody who does pay them back for their time, hence why they want to marry you and keep you forever. So I do see that your future spouse is going to be somebody who teaches you boundaries. Now, I think your future spouse is going to ask you on this trip, whether it be because it's like a work thing for them, or whether it just be I want to take my future spouse somewhere really nice and indulge them. Your future spouse wants to take you away and indulge you at this moment. Now, I do sense that they are going to say those 3 words, I love you, very soon into the relationship. So when the relationship starts getting quite serious, I don't even feel for some of you that you have to be officially girlfriend and boyfriend, okay? I think you may be at the point where you are both considering whether you are together, but I think you're very like, I sense that you're like, I don't want to say the words. I don't want to initiate that we are initiate the fact that we are boyfriend and girlfriend, or ask the question, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Because I do sense that being your energy. You're the energy that's kind of like, I want things to take their own course. I also want them to ask me, because you may be very traditional. But I also sense that you're not someone who likes pushing things. You don't like to push things upon people. And I do think you have that fear in you, that you think you're going to push this upon your future spouse if you do say those words, or you do initiate a relationship with them. Now, your future spouse is a bit more brash, I want to say. A bit more brash. And they don't have a problem with speaking their mind. So I don't sense that they're planning this. I don't sense that they're planning to take you away to tell you I love you, but I do sense that they know that they're in love with you way before they actually take you away. Now, they're not planning to say I love you on this trip. They're planning to take you away or bring you with them to a works thing, because they want to show you. They're a shower. Okay, they're not a sweet talker, they're a shower. They're very practical with their energy. They want to show you how much they care. They want to show you how much they love you, and also how much they appreciate you, okay, by taking you away. And it is away, when you're out of town or wherever you are, may even be overseas, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this may be overseas, or this may be relevant for somebody who does tend to date overseas. So you could be somebody who does have communications with people in other countries, or you may have had previous relationships with people in other countries. So we are looking at you either going overseas away with this person, or this is someone from overseas. You may even meet. Okay, this has a connection to overseas. It may even be that your future spouse is from a different country, different culture than you. Bear that in mind. But if you are with your future spouse in the country, you're both from the same country, this can still be relevant for them taking you away somewhere else within the country. But there is a connection to overseas here as well, all right? So it could be a different country from you, different culture from you, and you meet somewhere in the middle. They pay for your flight, you meet somewhere in the middle when it comes to this event. Or they naturally just may be from a different country than you. Okay, so I really do feel like your future spouse is going to organise like a massage. It could be a massage. It could be a very, very extravagant meal where you get to dress up. And I mean, they want you to be pampered from head to toe before you go for this meal. I really want to say a massage. I really want to say they're going to book you a massage, or they're going to book you a blow dry at the closest hairdressers, something like that. Maybe even get your nails done before this trip. So this could be on the trip, this could be before the trip. And they're paying for you to get something, a massage, nails done, lashes done, facial, something along those lines. So watch out for that. Because if they say, hey, let me take you away, I want to get your nails done beforehand, here's some money, you know that's when they're going to say, I love you. Now, your future spouse is really, really going to pull you away from any toxic behaviours you have. And I do think your toxic behaviour is the fact that you are so giving. They are going to give you that balance. It's a bit like you're good cop, they're bad cop, okay? And they're bad cop not because they're bad cop because they're very straightforward. They know what they want, they say what they mean, and you're the opposite of that. But their energy is going to balance this out for you. You're going to learn how to say no. You're going to learn how to create boundaries around yourself. But the main thing, you're going to learn how to care for yourself the way that you care for others. They're going to boost you with so much confidence, not because they're giving you something that you lack. They're just helping you see yourself from a different perspective. They're helping you see the good things in you, the beauty in you, the amazement that is you. And this is absolutely beautiful. I do think there is definitely you guys are going to be married for a very long time. I'm very much sensing this. And I think you're going to be very surprised at how emotional your future spouse is. I actually see roses. There's either going to be, it's pink flowers. It could be pink roses or it could just be pink flowers. So I don't know whether on this occasion they're actually going to give you some pink roses, whether they're going to give you some flowers, or whether the hotel room is going to be adorned in pink flowers. Pink may be your favourite colour here. Now, I do sense that this could be around Valentine's Day as well. And this actually may be the reason why they're taking you away. So we are looking at around Valentine's Day here. But it actually could move into March time. I can definitely sense the sun is starting to shine, okay? The sun, you've come out of winter, or you're coming out of winter, and the sun is starting to come back out. And I do think this kind of is that energy of newness. There's a lot of energy of newness in the air before they tell you that they love you. So you're feeling very good about yourself anyway, as well as your future spouse treating you to indulging beauty treatments and things like that. Now bear in mind, if you are a male here, again, the same applies. They could be asking you to get a massage because they can see that you're very stressed and things like that. They may even pay for it. I don't know whether your future spouse is actually a Taurus sun. There could be a Taurus sun here. Okay, we're also looking at Capricorn, but I do think a bit of Capricorn could be in your energy as well. Okay, so we're looking at water sign for you, but then we are looking for Capricorn somewhere in your chart as well. Some prominent Capricorn. It may even be a random Capricorn placement. And it could be that placement, that Earth Capricorn placement that you have, that this person comes along and ignites and kind of reminds you of who you are again. And when your future spouse tells you that they love you, okay, their feelings when they tell you that they love you, I did say there was that new beginning kind of energy in the air, and they have the Fool. Okay, they feel like they are following their soul's destiny by telling you that they love you. They just, it feels so right, hence why they say it. Your future spouse is not going to tell you any lies. They are not going to try and sweet talk you. They are only going to tell you the truth. Okay, they're very connected to their destiny as well. But they are going to feel like, okay, this is a leap of faith, okay? Because a Fool does also represent like the leap of faith. Something brand new, a spark. But what this is actually going to create, and what they're aware of, is this is going to solidify your relationship. So for instance, if you are not officially boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend before this is going to be the thing that solidifies that. You're going to be able to go on Facebook after and change your relationship statuses and things like that. You can tell your parents we're together now, all right? And this is what this is going to do. It's going to open a brand new door and a brand new beginning with you and this person. And that is really why I'm feeling that you may not have officially put down the fact that you are boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend at this point, okay? But they're doing it from their spirit, they're doing it from their soul, and they're excited to tell you that they love you as well. So excited. Now, for you, I actually do feel with the Page of Cups upside down that you're not going to believe it. Okay, I do think that you are going to have the energy where you appreciate it, you really appreciate it, and I do think that you love them too, or at least there is that spark within you that thinks that you're going to love this person one day, but I don't think you believe it. And I think the only reason why you're not going to fully believe it and indulge fully in the moment is because you do have that slight lack of belief in yourself. And I do think you're going to enjoy this night. I do think you're going to kiss and you're going to hold each other, and you're most probably going to make love and all that kind of stuff. But there is going to be a little doubt in your mind, and it's going to be like, do they mean it? Well, I'm here to tell you that this person, your future spouse, is never going to say anything that they do not mean to you. They're very outspoken, and they know what they want, and when they want something, they're going to go and get it, and they want you. So I don't know whether you came from a childhood where you were a little bit neglected. I don't know whether you grew up without one parent, whether your parents split up and you barely saw one of the parents, but I do sense like a bit of neglection when it comes to your childhood. It doesn't have to be anything serious. It can be serious, but it doesn't have to be anything major and serious here. But there may have been some kind of rejection or neglection. Maybe you had parents that worked very, very hard, and this would make sense why you're getting with someone with all this earth energy, because you only know parents that work their bums off. And I do still think part of that neglected child lives within you. But believe me when I tell you, this person is going to have the hard-working, busy kind of energy, whilst also giving you the nourishment that you need within a relationship. Okay, and they're going to teach you those boundaries. They're going to teach you those boundaries, and they're going to teach you how to love yourself. I don't want to, actually, that was a bit of a strong statement to make, because I do think you do love yourself, but you just have some self-doubts, and you give to others and you don't always receive back what you deserve, and this person's going to teach you that. That's going to be so beneficial. Okay, so you chose the pyrite crystal, and the pyrite crystal, okay, let's see whether this is relevant to the reading. I have it written down here. The pyrite crystal shields from negative energy, including environmental pollution. Okay, so that's really cool. So if you live in a city area, carry a pyrite around with you. It actually helps shield you from those pollutant kind of energies. So that's really interesting. And it enhances willpower. Okay, I did mention that your future spouse is somebody who is very at one with their destiny, someone who's very sure of themselves, hardworking, has those boundaries. Okay, and I do think they're going to kind of give you that kind of willpower as well. Okay, the willpower to say no, the willpower to say when something is a little bit too much for you. Okay then, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please drop me a like, and please comment down below if anything resonated for you. Okay, please let me know as well. I love to hear feedback from you guys, and if you like content like this, please subscribe, because I love making content like this for you and I want to see more of you. Pile number 1, thank you very much, and I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello there, pile number 2. You chose the aragonite, although I don't know whether it's called aragonite or argonite. It is spelled aragonite, so I'm going to stick with that one. Okay, so with your energy, pile number 2, I do sense in the dating period with your future spouse, there is a lot of heated energy and a little bit of back and forth. I don't know whether you guys are actually a twin flame partnership. Okay, because I do have the dual kind of thing going on here and mirroring of each other going on here. Oh, I'm definitely sensing twin flame partnership with you guys. I really am. And I do sense there is going to be a little bit of running and chasing. Okay, you guys are going to have a bit more of emotional filled beginning to your relationship. A lot of unknown stuff, because I do think that one of you, and I actually do think it's your future spouse, may be a little bit disconnected from their emotions, or they may be somebody who doesn't always say how they feel. Okay, so when it comes to when your future spouse says, I love you, I do think it's going to be very emotional at the time. Now, I do sense separation and getting back together with you guys, okay, because I do have loss and then I have holding on. It may be a period of time of not knowing how this person feels, because all you know is them telling you that they can't do this, or their head isn't in the right place, but for some reason you are still so magnetized towards each other. I don't know whether this person comes back to you and says, I don't know what it is, but I just can't stay away from you. I do sense that your future spouse is very solidarity. They're alone more than you. So they're somebody who is a little bit more picky around the people that they choose around them. There may be somebody who only has a selected few friends. And I think you could be quite the opposite. I think you may like a bit more action in your life. And I do think potentially your future spouse has a bit of jealousy within them, a bit of jealousy towards you. Because you're so active and you're more social than them, I do think you may get accused of flirting more, accused of dating more people than you are. You know, you may say, I'm only dating you, you're the only person I'm into, and they may be a little less secure and not believe that, basically. But I do think there's issues with them. They've got an insecurity, and they aren't able to communicate their feelings very well. I do think they always think that their feelings are going to be taken advantage of. And even though they've got all these complications, you're still magnetized towards each other. So I do think these 3 words, I love you, are going to be a little bit delayed. And I do think when they say it, it's going to be a moment where you actually think you're going to break up. Now, I don't know whether you're an Aries watching this or whether they're an Aries, okay? Because we do have the new moon in Aries card coming up here. But also we could be looking at this happening when there is a new moon in Aries. Because with Aries energy, they've got so much passion within them. And at times when Aries energy is turned against itself, or it's in its shadow side, it holds all that passion within and it explodes out in very, why can't I get my words at the moment? It is a Mercury retrograde right now, but hey, I can't always blame everything on Mercury retrograde. It can blow up quite erratically, it can come out quite abruptly, and everyone around them's like, whoa, I did not see that coming. And I don't know whether that is a theme of your relationship. Constant surprises, constant unexpected events. So I do sense you being at the point of being like, I just can't do this anymore. This is ridiculous. I'm so in love and we have such a strong connection, and when we're together we're like children. I do sense that childlike energy with you guys. Like when you're together it's like children, like teen love. And I do think you guys do have a very strong ~actual connection as well, and I do gain that from the Aries energy. Like your ~actual connection is fire. But I do actually sense you being like, right, this is starting to take a toll on my mental health. So you actually may be telling this person, I don't know if I can do this for much longer, and you have a bit of an argument and they scream it at you. Tears, I'm sensing tears. I'm so sorry if you're watching this and thinking, this is not what I expected, but this is the energy I get from this pile. I see tears, emotion, and I do sense this could be, I sense this being quite private. Okay, somewhere quite private. This could be in the home, or this literally could be maybe in the car park. I'm very strongly sensing car park energy here, guys, or kind of outside of some kind of establishment. You guys could so easily be in a bar or something like that, and this happens outdoors, or this happens privately indoors. But I do sense you being like, I can't do this anymore, and they start bawling and they're just like, I love you. Like proper like soap opera kind of thing. I love you. I actually sense like, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm really feeling this, but I'm sensing them holding you as well and kind of crying a little bit or a lot of it, and they're just like, you don't understand, I love you. And then you end up having a conversation with them afterwards when everything calms down, and they tell you everything. They tell you about their insecurities. They tell you that they just feel like you're going to take advantage of them if you tell them those 3 words, if you give them their emotion. They're going to show you that they are a bit damaged. And I hate using that word damaged, because we're all damaged in our own way. If someone's damaged, it doesn't mean they're like used goods, they're no good. Everyone has their damage. And I think particularly with this person, they have their damage within relationships. I think maybe there's somebody who hasn't had the stability that they needed in life. So when they see stability, they get fearful and they jump. Definitely sensing this with this connection here. But as soon as they tell you how they feel, they regain that emotional balance. You regain your emotional balance. It may feel like the first time, okay, I don't think you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend at this point. I think you guys have been dating and it's been back and forth, back and forth. But this is the first moment within this time period with your future spouse where they've actually selflessly given something to you and is going to open a whole new door for you guys. I do think you are somebody who communicates very well. I do think you are somebody who is very understanding as well. You may have a bit of Aries and Libra in your chart, okay? I sense this Aries Libra axis. You have a good balance between those energies. You know when to go something, but you also know when to consider the people around you, okay? Aries is selfish energy, okay? I'm not judging because I'm an Aries sun, okay? I'm not saying if you're Aries, you're selfish. Although they do have this like self kind of, they view the world as them. Like they are the main character in the play, basically. So every choice they make, they do consider with themselves whether it's a great choice for them, and then they'll consider whether it's a great choice for the people around them. I do think that's a very healthy way to live, and I would say that because I'm an Aries sun. But Libra tends to consider the other people before they consider themselves. That's kind of that's like the most simple way I can talk about Libra energy, although obviously it's a lot more nuanced than that, okay? But I think there's a very good balance of this in your energy. So I do think you have that understanding nature, but at the same time, if something's impacting you, you're just like, no, you gotta go. But you can understand people's feelings very well, and I do think this is why you two are such a great match, because you're one of those people that's going to stay with them and help them work through what they're going through. And I promise you that they will repay the favour, okay? And they're going to repay the favour with interest when it comes to it, okay? So I don't want you to listen to this and think, oh great, well this sounds amazing with my future spouse. I promise, once you get over this hiccup, it will go well. It will go nicely and you will get your payback. Now, the feeling for your future spouse, the moment that they say, I love you, they've got the star here, and the star is ultimate healing. Just as they think that everything was all over, them saying I love you heals the relationship, but it also heals them. They have a breakthrough, a healing breakthrough. And you're going to be the person that they always relate healing to. And that is one of the reasons why you guys are going to end up marrying each other, because they associate you with healing because they made their biggest healing point in their life, their biggest healing, they overcome one of their massive healing issues. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. With you. So their love and devotion for you is so strong because of that. And they don't feel like they can get that type of healing with anyone else. They created a very strong bond and cord with you the moment that they screamed, I love you. The moment that they cried in front of you. And as I say this, it has just started raining like crazy outside to the point where I can hear it. Like it's heavy, heavy rain, because that's the emotions that they are holding within them, and they're going to let that all out with you. And with that, they're going to tell you exactly how they feel, and finally you get to be like, oh, they didn't take advantage of me. They didn't take me for granted. The whole time they felt all these beautiful feelings towards me, yet they didn't feel safe enough or didn't know how to verbalize it to me. And for you, just as beautiful as them with the star card, it opens up the door to the 10 of Cups. Ultimate wish fulfillment. And in this card, you've got a man, a woman, and a baby there. Okay, completion. Ultimate life satisfaction, completion. Beautiful, beautiful love. I think you're going to look at them very differently, and it's going to change like that. You're going to look at them and just be like, I love you too. And together you're going to indulge in that moment. And you're going to have some deep, deep conversations and realizations because of this. And it's just going to make your bond even stronger. And there is no doubt that you're going to be making love after this. And they're probably going to say it again when you're making love. I don't know why I cringed at that. Because maybe you're going to cringe, but they're going to look you in the eyes and they're going to say, I love you, like this, and you're going to be like, It's so funny because sometimes I feel your feelings or their feelings running through my body. It's kind of like my spine. It's like it runs down my spine and the electricity coming from my spine just fills up my whole body. And that's when I get the feelings and the visions. But guys, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, okay? But hey, looks like your future spouse is going to be a twin flame, and we all know that those never start the easiest. But when you guys balance those emotions out, when a twin flame relationship works, when people get it, when the two people get it, it's one of the most strongest, magnetic, ultimate, satisfactory relationships that you can be in, okay? Just is. Okay, I don't know what that pause is for, the Argonite. Okay, let's see whether this crystal relates to this reading. And it's down here, hence why I'm looking down here. The Argonite represents grounding. It eases stress and provides insight. And that's what this moment's going to do. Your future spouse is going to ground in that moment. They're going to understand themselves and express themselves easier. It's going to relieve a ton of stress, because I do sense that they are like or they have been like a kettle that's been boiling on the stove and it's just steaming, absolutely steaming. And I do actually sense that your future spouse, their abruptness could be because they're so full with all this confusion and steam and pressure that a lot of the time before this situation, before they say I love you, it just, whatever comes out needs to come out. It must come out. And a lot of the time they may say things to you that aren't relevant to you. Okay, I've actually had this in a previous experience, so I do know that this is something that can happen. But they may even accuse you of something that their ex did. And they'll say to you, point blank, you did that though. And you'll say, no, I didn't. That was your ex. And their face will be like, oh, right, yeah. And I do think you're going to see these moments of confusion in their eyes because they're so confused. But as soon as they scream this, I love you, I'm really seeing geese senders, okay? And a lot of you may not be old enough to remember this, but I remember Kat and Zoe, okay? Kat and Zoe were like the Slater sisters. I don't know how I'm remembering this. They were the Slater sisters. And then in this moment of intense rage between them both, in the middle of Albert Square, Kat screamed to Zoe, I'm your mother! And I remember that moment. And it was everyone in the UK was like, what? They didn't see it coming. And Zoe's like, and I do think that's going to be your face when this person screams, I love you. It's going to be like, it's going to be so beneficial. Okay. And provides insight. You're going to get your insight from it as well. It's going to be a big night for you when this happens, and I am sensing night. Okay, pile number 2. I am going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. This one was very dramatic and emotional filled, but you're going to know they mean it when they say it. My gosh. But actually, you know, I can really see the beauty in this. It's going to be a night to remember. Okay. And I do sense a bit of an Aries kind of energy within you as well. I do think you're kind of gonna like the passion that comes with it. So honestly, like, this might sound dramatic, but I do think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be a big moment, and it is gonna completely change the trajectory of the situation that you thought you were in. Okay, beautiful. Pile number 2. If you like this video, please drop me a like. If you have any comments about this reading, I would love to hear them down below. And if you like content like this, please subscribe because I want to see more of you. So yeah, pile number 2. I shall see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Now, with you guys, I did feel some energy before I actually turned on the camera, and I did feel like you guys are a bit of a flashy pile. I definitely sense a flashiness with you guys, a lot of material stuff. So I don't know whether you're very well off or whether your future spouse is going to be very well off, okay? But there's some materialistic stuff here, and I do sense, and I do think it's you here, you want to be more in tune with your intuition. I really highly sense that recently you've been feeling like you want to be more intuitive, in touch with your emotions. I think potentially you have some people around you that may say that they go through life with their intuition. They may have that inner voice, and you may be feeling like your inner voice is a little bit more quieter than theirs. Now it's not. It's not. I sense that you are naturally a very intuitive person, but I do think you are drowning out that inner voice with keeping yourself maybe too occupied, maybe you're a little bit too busy, maybe you're not sitting in silence for long enough to hear that voice. Now, I'm also getting the sense that they're telling me, oh, this is so weird, they're telling me that if you have any big decisions coming up to it's gonna sound so stupid, but it actually does make sense. If you have any big decisions coming up, and this tells me that potentially you do have some big things coming up for you, you may not be aware of this, or you may be currently going through it and you're like, yeah, that's me. They're saying when it comes to making big decisions, to tap into your intuition, they want you to wait until you really need a wee and then go with the first gut instinct. It sounds so bizarre, okay? But it does make sense. And years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, I did hear that there was a scientific study where they had like 10 people, I'm gonna make up the statistics here, okay? But they had like about 10 people who didn't need a wee, and they asked them to make a important decision. And then they had another 10 people and they said, wait until you need a wee and then make this decision. This sounds so bizarre, please stay with me. And the 10 people who had to make a decision without needing the toilet, the majority of them made the wrong decision. And the 10 people who did need a wee, the majority of them made the right decision, because needing that wee kind of drowned out all of the outside information, okay? And it was more of an instinctual choice, because it's like, I need a wee, I need a wee. As soon as I make this choice, I can go to the toilet. So they're just going with their first instinct. And guess what? That first instinct is your intuition singing to you. It's your intuition telling you, okay? So I have been told by Spirit to tell you, if you have any big decisions coming up, wait until you need a wee and just see what your intuition says at that point. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. I heard it and I need to say it, okay? So, yes, okay. Well, first of all, your energy with your future spouse is very sexual. You two really, really fancy each other, okay? But there does seem to be some little underlying things that need dealing with before the words I love you are said. Okay, so I do think you and your future spouse are going to have amazing communication. I don't know whether you have Gemini and Sagittarius strong in your chart or whether it's your future spouse, okay? But I've got very strong Gemini and Sagittarius energy here. Now, your future spouse thinks that you are the sexiest thing that has walked on this earth, okay? They are so drawn to you sexually, and I definitely feel like you match that energy. I do think you're somebody who does really like to enjoy in the earthly pleasures, okay? So I think you two have this fire connection going on, but I do really sense this energy of all this passion. And in the moment, you two aren't really looking for a commitment. You know, maybe one of you is and the other one isn't really thinking about it, okay? But I do actually sense both of you kind of not thinking about the commitment part of it and just enjoying the moment. and then parting ways. And in those moments of parting ways, maybe just after you leave each other, there is that feeling of emptiness. Okay? So, I do feel like this feeling of emptiness, and I do think you're both going to be feeling this momentarily. It's in those moments where you're going to realise that that part of you that's empty is the lack of nourishment that your spirit has had. Your physical body's had nourishment, your conscious has had nourishment because you've communicated well. I do sense a lot of dirty talk here as well, so you may both be very good at the old dirty talk, and I need some practice in that, because it's none of your business anyway, whatever. But then you think, I've had this amazing sex, and if you haven't had sex yet with this person, you've had this amazing intimacy. Okay, I'm going to switch that sex word to intimacy. You've held each other, you've looked into each other's eyes, you've talked, whether that be talking about the things that you want to do with each other, or just talking about things that you've done in the day. You excite each other so much. But there's never, no matter how much you guys talk, you never talk about the deeper things. You never talk about being in a relationship. You never talk about wanting to get married and having kids one day. And I do sense that both of you do share that more free kind of living energy. Like, I don't want to be tied down. And what this is going to do, and I do think you guys are going to be in this energy for quite a while, but eventually what's going to happen is there's going to be some arguments that occur from this, okay? And that's when, and I do feel like it's you, but it could be both of you. Guys, it's both of you. I didn't want to say this because I said this for the last pile, but I do sense it's twin flame again, okay? It's twin flame energy again with you guys. We've got the duality here. I think when you guys start arguing about things, that's when you're going to realise that you guys actually have some strong passion and feelings for each other. And I think both of you are going to go into this soul-searching energy where you look at yourselves and what you actually want for your life. I think both of you are people who are go-getters. Both of you are people who experience life to the fullest, and that's absolutely beautiful. Both of you have had experiences, and this is why you guys talk so well, because you both have exciting lifestyles, you've had experiences, and it's very easy for you guys to talk about the more material things. But you are going to realise when you have these arguments, what's missing. The sex is great, or the intimacy is great, okay? You don't have to have had sex with this person at this point. The intimacy is great with this person. The communication is on point with this person. But something's still missing, and that's when you're going to realise, oh, I want more. And I do think you're both going to realise this around the same time. And when you realise you want more, you're also going to ask yourself, why have you not gone for more in the past? Why have you not gone for more within intimate relationships? I do sense a very young energy here. And this could be actual young age, physical young age, where maybe you guys haven't had many relationships before this. Or we could be looking at someone who's had a long-term relationship with someone where it was a bit dry. And maybe this is why the intimacy is so important with this person, because in the past you didn't have that intimate connection, that animalistic kind of attraction. So, I do sense, and this is quite similar to pile number 2 here. I do sense some separation. Whether you guys decide to take a bit of a time out, or whether one of you has to work away for maybe a week or 2, I definitely sense some kind of separation when these 3 words are mentioned. And I think it's this separation that's going to make your future spouse tell you that they love you. because you do have the Six of Swords here, okay, where she's being taken away from the pain, from the troublesome situation. And in this separation, your person's going to have a realization, an awakening here with the Judgment card. And what they're going to realize is the Queen of Cups, that they have so much emotion within them and they want to share that emotion with you. So I do highly sense it's this separation. I don't know whether this is going to be said in a voice note. I don't know whether this is going to be said over FaceTime, or whether they're going to wait until they come back and turn up at your house and tell you that they love you. And I think it's going to be so enlightening, because I think you're both realizing this emptiness within you. This thing where no matter what you do, you can't fill it up, and clearly you need more, because it's an emotional kind of drought. And the great thing is, you're going to realize it at the same time as they're going to realize it, but you're both not going to communicate this with each other. And while this person is away, they're not going to be able to contain themselves anymore. They're going to need to tell you, I love you. I love you. I want something more solid with you. I want to settle with you. There's no one else for me. No one else makes me feel this way. And what it's actually going to do, it's going to switch you on then. And you're going to go, like I actually did sense then, like, breathtaking. Your breath is taken away in that moment. Like, I don't know what to say. And then you pause. And you feel yourself fill up like you've never felt yourself fill up before. And it's in that moment that you're going to look at them and say, I feel the same. And I sense like a really strong embrace. And I think the only time you've had that feeling with this person is when you've both been naked with each other. And now you're fully clothed and you're feeling this kind of ecstasy with them, fully clothed. And you're thinking, wow, there is more. We can live in this ecstasy for the rest of our lives if we want to. We don't have to be, you don't have to take your clothes off to have a good time. Oh, how embarrassing. And what this is going to do is your future spouse, they're going to feel so relieved because they've finally spoken their truth. And I do think this is going to open up a whole new realm for them with you, where they can actually tell you the truth at all times. It's going to bring them more centered. They're going to center themselves at this moment. And the beautiful thing is, whatever they experience, you're going to experience the same thing, because we have this mirroring going on. We have this twin flame thing going on. And I do think both of you are extremely healthy-minded people. But what this twin flame relationship is for, the purpose of it, the contract of it, is so that you both become more centered within your emotions, your intuition. It's like your future spouse is going to realize at that moment, oh, I do want a relationship. Oh, I do have control of my thoughts and actions as well. I don't know why I want to say that, but they're going to realize they have control of their thoughts and actions. And for you, with the Eight of Wands here, it's going to be fast, it's going to be abrupt. The I love you is going to be unexpected, but it's going to be welcomed, because it's going to, I think for you, for them, it's centering them. For them in particular, it's centering them. It's making them feel more in control of themselves, because they're not making decisions from like the standpoint of other people anymore. It's not about everyone else. It starts becoming about them, what they want, who they love, where they want to go in life, what job they want to do. You know, all these kind of things are all going to slot in line for your future spouse as soon as they open up those emotional gates with you and tell you that they love you, okay? When they're filled up, they realize that they are full. They realize why they're here on earth, okay? Things like that. I know that sounds really intense, but generally I do see this as a bit of a spiritual awakening for both of you. Now for you, with the Eight of Wands, it's going to rapidly change your life too. you're going to be able to experience the same kind of excitement that you can when you go traveling or when you go on a really great night out, drink loads or whatever. I'm not saying you drink loads, by the way, but you're going to be able to have that same type of fulfillment and excitement just sitting on the sofa with your future spouse, and you're going to be like, oh, this is what life is. And I do think it's actually going to open up your heart space. So it's going to open up that heart chakra, okay? The heart chakra being your like manifestation center. And I do think it's going to, not only is it going to bring you more opportunities within this relationship, but it's going to bring you more opportunities outside of yourself as well. But the main thing about this is it's going to make life more exciting for you. You're going to be excited about life, and you're actually going to be excited about your future again. So I don't know whether you're actually somebody who gets excited in the moment. I do sense that there is somebody here who is kind of like, wake up in the morning, right, I need to organise something because I need to fill up this time. And I'm not saying like you're just frivolously giving your time away by doing, you know, all sorts of stuff, but it's more like, I need to fill this time. I need to fill this time. And what this is going to do is it's going to open up your heart space so that you enjoy every moment. The moment when you wake up, the moment when you're out with friends, the moment when you're just sitting on the sofa with your partner. Because before, I don't think you were really enjoying the downtime. I don't think you were really enjoying the moments where it was just you on your own at home, or you sitting next to a partner and not physically doing stuff with them or being intimate with them. And what this is going to do is it's going to make you realise that every moment is a moment. Okay. Pile number 3, you did choose the carnelian heart. So let's have a little look and see whether the energy around this crystal matches your reading. I love doing this. It's I love it. I enjoy it, okay? I have to indulge myself in these readings too, guys, okay? So carnelian increases blood flow, including libido, because if your blood flow is being increased, well, your libido is going to be increased as well, because the blood flow to your is going to be more flowy. And also self-esteem and creativity. It enhances self-esteem and creativity. Okay, I did say with these wands, or did I say it, or did I think it and not say it? Well, either way, wands are creativity. They're sparks of creation. And I do think this I love you is going to change your life in the way that it'll open up that heart space, and you're going to be more drawn to the things that feel good, not necessarily what looks good. Because I did mention at the start of this reading that there was a bit of a materialistic energy going on here. Nothing wrong with it. We live in a material world, and to a certain extent we have to have that materialism living within us. We have to. But yeah, you're both going to discover a brand new part of yourselves that you never knew even existed. It's going to make you love life again. It's going to make you understand your purpose more. And clearly your purpose is to be together, because this is your future spouse. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to leave that there before I start blabbing on even more. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please, please, please drop me a like. And if you feel comfortable to do so, I would love to hear from you down below in the comments. Also, if you have any ideas for future spouse card readings, or any type of pick a card reading, I would love to hear that down below as well. And if you like content like this, please subscribe, because I want to see more of you. And pile number 3, I shall see you next time. Goodbye.